and welcome once again to my channel. In this video, I'm going to introduce the bipolar junction transistor. But before studying a BJT, we should know what are the earlier devices and their limitations. So there were two most popular devices, and the first one is diode, which you have studied in my earlier videos. So diode is an unidirectional device. It operates as an uncontrolled switch. And another important limitation is that it cannot amplify any signal. The second device is vacuum tube. Although vacuum tube is bidirectional, it can amplify any signal, but as you can see in this figure that it is a very heavy and bulky. Since there is a filament in the vacuum tube which requires to get heat up, so its power supply requirement is very large, and due to heating, its power dissipation is very high. And one more shortcoming is that it requires some warm-up time of heating this filament, so that's why its performance is also slow. Now let's see how the BJT has overcome all these limitations. The first one is that BJT is a bidirectional device. It operates as a controlled switch, controlled rectifier. It can amplify any signal. Unlike vacuum tube, BJT is very small and lightweight. Since there is no filament in the BJT, that's why its operating voltage is very low, and फिलामेंट है नहीं तो उसको हीट अप करने की कोई रिक्वायरमेंट नहीं है, इसीलिए इसकी परफॉर्मेंस भी फास्ट है एंड हीटिंग प्रोसेस नहीं है, इसलिए पावर डिसिपेशन इज ऑल्सो वेरी स्मॉल. नाउ लेट्स सी द कंस्ट्रक्शन ऑफ द BJT. Dear listeners, if you are new to this channel, then please subscribe it and press the bell icon to get all the notifications of upcoming videos. And watch this video till the end, as I am going to provide you a Google form link of frequently asked questions on this topic where you can test yourself in real time. In this picture, you can see that this is the replica of the first transistor which was invented at the Bell Labs on December 23, 1947 by these three professors. He is Dr. William Shockley, Dr. Walter H. Brattain and Dr. John Bardeen. Now let's see the device structure of the BJT. As you know that BJT is bipolar junction transistor, which shows that BJT is a bipolar device because in the current conduction process both electrons and holes will participate. Here J is signifying that BJT is a junction device and there are two junctions in the BJT, and T is for transistor, where transistor is the short form of transfer of resistor. Transfer of resistor is the basic principle of amplification in the BJT. And how does this happen? We will see in the next video. Now, for better understanding of the device structure of a BJT, I will discuss each feature point-wise. So the first point is BJT has three terminals and two junctions, where these three terminals are emitter, base, and collector, where emitter is the region whose purpose is to emit the carriers, which means that it is the source of the carriers, and base, this region is going to be the base of the current conduction process, and C stands for the collector, as its name is showing that its purpose is to collect the carriers which emitted from the emitter. Now let's see what are the two junctions. So the first junction is emitter base junction and the second junction is collector base junction. Now let's draw the BJT. So this is the BJT with three terminals, emitter, base and collector, and the two junctions are, this one is emitter base junction and this one is the collector base junction. Now the outer layer is from emitter to collector and the sandwich layer is basically the base region. As you can see in this figure that all three regions have different size. So the next point is size of the regions. So the biggest region is collector and then emitter, and the thinnest region is the base. And if we compare the outer layer and the sandwich layer region widths, then the ratio between the outer layer and the sandwich layer is 150:1. So this shows that base is the thinnest region of the BJT. Now let's discuss the doping profile. If we talk about the doping, BJT can be of two types. The first one is NPN BJT and the second one is PNP, which means that if emitter is N-type, then collector is also N-type, while base is oppositely doped, so it is P-type. If emitter is P-type, then collector will be P-type and base will be n-type. So if emitter is doped with the pentavalent impurity, then the collector is also, and base will be doped with the trivalent impurity. Here you should note the point that although we are writing NPN or PNP, it doesn't mean that BGT is equivalent to back-to-back connected two diodes, because some carriers which emitted from the emitters will going to be absorbed or recombined in the base region. That's why BGT is not equivalent to two diodes connected back to back. Now let's continue with the doping profile. Emitter is the heavily doped, then collector, and the least doped region is base. Once again, if we compare outer layer and the sandwich layer, then the ratio is 10:1 and इससे भी कम बेस की डोपिंग हो सकती है. One more thing listeners, due to this doping profile, the emitter base junction, since emitter is heavily doped, so the emitter base junction depletion region will be thinner than the collector base junction. In the BGT, DC biasing is also required to establish proper region of operation for AC amplification. For AC amplification, emitter base region should be forward bias and collector base junction should be reverse bias. So this is all about the BGT structure. Now let's see its circuit symbol. This is the circuit symbol for NPN BGT. Collector and emitter both are N-type, base is P-type. This arrow is signifying the direction of the current flow. So how will you make the circuit symbol for PNP? So in case of the PNP BGT, एरो का डायरेक्शन चेंज हो जाएगा, जस्ट रिवर्स ऑफ इन द केस ऑफ NPN. इस वीडियो में बस इतना ही. इन द नेक्स्ट वीडियो वी विल सी द वर्किंग ऑफ द BGT एंड डू नॉट फॉरगेट टू क्लिक ऑन द Google form link where I have made a small questionnaire on this topic. I hope you like this video, so please subscribe my channel and share it. And if you have any queries regarding this topic or any other topic on analog electronic circuits, you can write me in the comment section and please give your feedbacks. It is valuable for me. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.